everybody, John here, and
Alright, man, we're going
welcome
green
to
next time.
Daytona
Alright, man,
International
line up on the
Speedway.
inside row.
We are
Your
here in
road
the
is
truck
closed.
series, and
It's
we are going to be
a
making
car.
25 laps on this historic 2.5-mile D-shaped oval. I'm rolling off in 19th position because, well, I have reasons. I have reasons for that. This is my 4th or 5th try at this race so far, and you'll notice it's a fixed class race. It's a 25-lapper, not the 50-lap race. Nobody drives in that thing. I tried to do one this afternoon. There's only 2 entrants in it, so didn't think that would make for very good racing or very entertaining video. So here I am in the Open Series. The Open Series gets like, or the Fixed Series, which gets like, I think this session had 160 people in it.
It's a car.
So I don't know what the deal is there. Either way, we're going to start in the back because every time I start up front, I get run over or wrecked or whatever. So we're going to try to start in the back and miss the inevitable first wreck, let the field thin itself out, and really go racing with about 10 to go. That's the plan. We'll see how it works out here at Daytona.
You ready?
Ready to take the green flag. One thing I don't want to do is fall so far behind I get a lap down. Pace car's in.
Pace car's in. Green, green, green.
And we are green here at Daytona. Coming through the tri-oval, grabbing 3rd gear. Crossing the start-finish line in number 20. Already up to some shenanigans. That is one thing you have to worry about, or watch out for here at Daytona, is the guys who just change lanes. They Kyle Busch it. They just change a lane whenever they feel like changing a lane. This 13 looks like he's a smart guy. He's going to hang back. I'm going to hang back with him. And we are going to draft together. We're going to let the wreck happen. We're not going to be part of it. Actually takes a little bit of concentration, so I'm going to shut up and drive here and post future me over it. See you in a little bit. Oh, past me. So full of hope. He has no idea what's going to happen to him in this race. It's going to be exciting for him, I can promise you that. I know I'm a bit of a liar. I said I was going to try and get this video out on Friday, but then I kind of thought it is a video about racing, and I'm trying to do this whole sync up with the schedule thing. So I wanted to postpone it until Sunday so that I could watch all the racing that happened this week, so that I'd have something to talk about during these not so long green flag runs where I don't talk a lot when I drive. I honestly don't know how guys do that. Some of these guys will have conversations over the voice chat while they're racing, and I have no idea how they do it. But when I'm driving in iRacing, I am pretty quiet. So I figured this was an easier way to do it. And now I have something to talk about, which was the racing this weekend. And I watched the truck race, watched the Xfinity race, and watched Daytona 500 today. And all in all, it was a decent week of racing. The 500 was pretty boring overall, but it did have a pretty exciting finish. I was really, really glad to see Denny Hamlin get out and make that move. There was a time with 3 laps to go when I wondered if the JGR cars hadn't gotten some marching orders and they were just all going to stay in line, because all day long they kept saying everything they were talking about was, hey, it's a team win, it's going to be a team win, it's going to be a team win. And I half wondered if they weren't just going to stay in line, block Kevin Harvick's move, and just kind of make for a boring finish. Thankfully, Denny Hamlin pulled out, made a super great move, very exciting finish to the Daytona 500. You can see there we've had our first wreck here on lap 3. Guys trying to go 3 wide already. Doesn't work in the trucks in real life, and it certainly doesn't work in the trucks when we have amateur drivers at the wheel. So we're going to come down, take the caution flag, get lined up, and get ready to go. We've missed the first one. So let's see what Past Me has to say about that. Exactly what we were trying to avoid here at Daytona. Like I said, I've been wrecked every way you can imagine this week. I've been run over. Most of it, though, is guys get real racy up in the front real early, like let's say lap 3, for example, and somebody pulls a bonehead move, and they end up taking the whole damn field out. That looked like it was only a couple of cars. The first race I did in the Fixed Series this week, only 4 cars actually finished the race. The other one, I think it was 6 cars finished it, and this is out of 20, so this is about surviving that battle of attrition. And we're just going to drag the brake. They are taking off early. Dragging the brake, pushing the gas.
The pace car's in.
Pushing the gas.
Green flag, green flag.
Pedal is forward, dragging the brake, letting off. Here we go.
Yeah, one
Green
inside.
back in, or green at Daytona.
All clear, all clear.
Oh, and we're getting racy already up there. Future me here again, or present me, or whatever. Time traveling videos is really confusing. Either way, this is me on Sunday after the Daytona 500 has been run, not me driving the truck right now. So now that that's cleared up, you saw we got a restart there, a really, really bad restart. That's something I need to work on, because I'm bad at restarting. And at Daytona, it's much more important than at other tracks where you kind of want to spread out at your Charlottes and Phoenix and stuff like that. You kind of want to get some room on the restarts. But here at Daytona, you know, that can really screw you. And as you see, I kind of went backwards there. But my strategy here in this race was going to be to hang out kind of towards the back and try and dodge the accidents and really hopefully get racy with about 10 to go. I had been pushing up towards the front in the earlier races, and it never worked out. I mean, I was always getting collected, and I was feeling kind of bad about it. I was like, man, am I just that bad? And probably, yeah, I am. But also then I started watching I watched the truck race this week, and that looked like an iRacing race to me. Like, everybody wrecked in that thing. It was a complete, the whole field was a trash heap by the end of the race. So again, I got to give the most exciting race of the week award to the truck series, and which is usually how it is. Those guys are really fun to watch, and honestly, they always have been. Even back when they first started in the 90s, those guys have always been a riot to watch them go out there and get after it on the track with these big trucks. One thing I'm not sure about the truck series doing this year, NASCAR doing this year with the truck series, is this 20-minute caution timer. It didn't come into play at all in Daytona because they wrecked, all the time. But we'll see. It definitely will come into play on some of these bigger tracks they go to, probably next week at Atlanta. So I'm curious to see how that works out. I don't know why NASCAR did it. It seems pretty gimmicky to me, kind of an attempt to bunch them up again, again and again. And you know what they say, cautions breed cautions. And that is 100% true, especially when you get a bunch of 18-year-old, 19-year-old kids behind the wheels of these really, really heavy trucks. Trying to drive around tracks at insanely high speeds. Anyway, this guy in front of me, speaking of people not driving right, he's starting to make me a little upset with the way he's driving. He won't pick a lane. You can see there he's bobbing and weaving all over the track. Past me is a little bit stressed out right now, so let's see what he has to say about the guy in front of me. Obviously, I'm going to go with you, dude. Pick a lane. If you want to go high, we'll go high. You know what? I don't want to race with this guy. Sunday John back again. I just find that really funny. These races are really stressful to run in, and I was just not happy with this dude at all. It's funny because when I listen to the replay again, I can hear the tension in my voice. Like, you get wound up doing these races, and that's really a credit to iRacing. It's a great sim. You really, really feel the excitement of racing door to door with other drivers. This guy's still making me a little upset, and as you can see, I'm about to get a run out here, and old me has some more comments about him. Dude, I'd have gone with you, you fucking asshole. So calm, cool, collected, not swearing, driving John is back here. Back to what I was talking about before with the trucks and these 20-minute caution timers or whatever they are. It seems real gimmicky to me by NASCAR. We'll see how it works out. At first, I thought maybe they were doing it to kind of get rid of the whole fuel mileage race in the truck series. But turns out, as they explained it, within like the last 20 laps of the race or last 50 laps of the race or something like that, it turns off anyway. So you still could have fuel mileage races in the trucks. I'm not really sure what the purpose of this caution flag timer is, other than kind of what NASCAR loves to do, just contrived drama. Don't let the race play out on its own accord. We're going to try and force some drama into it. It reminds me a lot of what they've done with the chase format now, with the knockout thing, where it's just, it was totally unnecessary. It's not adding anything to the excitement. I was also disappointed that the trucks are getting a chase this year, and so are the Xfinity cars. Both of those seasons last year came down to the last race of the year. They were both decided on the last event of the year, so I don't know why NASCAR felt the need to really slam both of them with a chase format, but whatever. Not really it matters that much. Nobody talks that much about legacy with these trucks and Xfinity Series drivers. Anyway, they're getting pretty racy up here. Old me thinks he sees something coming on the track. Looks like there's 3 wide up there. This could be a wreck. Yep. Hard on the brakes, hard on the brakes. Remember, if they wreck down on the apron, whoa! Will not be a yellow. He's back up onto the track, though. And I hate that. Everybody checks up iRacing logic, and we don't get a caution, even though everybody was braking for the wreck up there.
All right, man.
There we
Caution is
go.
out. Caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed. It's the 13 car.
Now it's go time.
It's the 13 car.
Cars coming out of 2.
These cars out of 2. Honestly, the way this week's gone for me so far, with especially the fixed series, I'd just like to finish it. I'd like to finish it on the lead lap with a race car that still runs. It's what I'd really like. This has been a frustrating week. You know, best race we had was the first one we did, and it only had 6 guys in it, and that's probably why. And it was a fairly
Pit road is now
high,
open.
you know, a lot of very good drivers in it, a lot of highly ranked drivers in it, because there was only 6 dudes, so they didn't have to split everybody up, put everybody in splits. Is that the same? I think that blue truck pitted on the last time. Maybe he thinks new tires are more important than they are. It's 25 laps at Daytona, dude. You can run 100
10 to
laps
go.
at Daytona.
Car 10. Got the lucky dog. Let him by on the outside. On the outside. Let the 10 car by.
Just don't hit me there, 10. He's all banged up. But yeah, so we're going to go green here probably with about 6 to go, so it is going to be go time. I'm here in 10th place. I could sit here and be happy with that, but I'm not going to be. So I'm going to try and not be overly aggressive, but I am going to get up in there and mix it up a little bit. If we wreck, we wreck at this point. I don't really care. Like I said, been a super frustrating week here. This track is intense. It's an intense thing to race. It's kind of also very boring though. When you're spread out in line, you know, you're not braking, you're not paying attention really to anything but sticking to that yellow line. So it can get a little long, especially the 50 lap events can get pretty long. I'm gonna mute everybody. I don't want to hear your jibber jabber. Whew. Yeah. So here we go. 10th place. I'll be starting the outside. Which sucks. The inside lane is the faster lane. We'll try and make the outside work, though. We're going to go outside. If that's where we're going to be, that's what we're going to do. not going to be that guy that just tries to swing down on the inside and cause a huge wreck. So what a lot of these guys will do, they don't hear car low or whatever, because the spotter is not super duper. And so they just swing right down, cut it right across your nose, and a lot of times that causes a wreck. The other big problem I found this week has been bump drafting through the corners. Guys will try and bump draft you through the corners, which is a bad idea on Daytona. And these trucks are really stable, so you can, I mean, maybe if you've got two drivers who really know each other, you might be able to get away with it. But you've got to do it right, too. One of the first races I ran this week, I got taken out on the third lap, I think, by some guy who put his left front bumper onto my right rear bumper in the middle of turn 3, and obviously I just went around. Actually, I didn't go around. I went off the track and then slid back up the track and got clobbered by about 10 cars, so not the most fun. I'll tell you what, I know Daytona and Talladega are fun to watch. I personally love these races, to watch them on TV or to go. I used to go to Talladega a lot when I lived in Alabama. But man, I get why the drivers don't like them. There's just an awful lot of stuff that can go wrong that's out of your control. You know, you can get completely wiped out of one of these races. Honestly, I've been wiped out of 5 of them, I think, this week, or 4 of them. And none of them have been my fault. It's always been, you're driving, you know, and all you can see is the truck in front of you, and all of a sudden there's smoke and you're crashed.
All right, man, we're going green next time. Bye. All right, man, line up on the outside road now. Catch the 14 car.
All right. This is stressful, man. This is a stressful track to race on. Oh well, it's all about cutting those teeth. I really don't want to do the mistake of moving up to the B, or especially the A class before I'm really ready. I want to really know what I'm doing in this sim before I jump up to the higher classes. That's why it's one of the reasons I really want to spend a whole season down here in C. Is just really learn it, really get my just get a lot of it figured out, get a lot of the tracks figured out, get how the physics of this game figured out, because you don't really get that great in street stocks. And then I raced late models and legends, and they're not, the legends aren't as heavy as these things, so they handle a little better. The corner a little better, and the street stocks, or the late models, they're pretty close, but the track selection for the late models is very, very limited. So you're not running on a lot of bigger tracks. You're not running, it's only like 8 tracks you run on. But
get ready.
Here we go. 7 to go here at Daytona. Time to get racy. Man, old me is stressed out. It's funny to watch how worked up I get during these races. It really is. You may have noticed, and I haven't mentioned, the field of view that I have here is right up on the steering wheel, and I actually watched a couple videos about how to set the proper field of view for any kind of sim racing, and this is what I'm supposed to be using for the size monitor I have and the distance I sit from it. If you're into sim racing at all, I very much recommend doing this because it gives you depth perception, and it really helped how I could control the car, put the car where I wanted it to go. I was wrecking a lot just by myself in Phoenix, fixed my field of view, and honestly it fixed all of that for me. It was just, I wasn't seeing things. When your field of view is wrong, you're not seeing the track right. You're not seeing the proper depths on anything. So it looks a little funny, but it helped a lot. And then they start wrecking up in front of me, coming through the tri-oval. I have to take evasive action, dive down through the grass. I do get a 1x for that, but totally worth it. Missed the wreck altogether. This guy about comes back up on the track and clobbers me. This guy in front of me, that number 3 right there, he had caused almost every wreck in this entire race. He's that guy. fast forward here. Next caution flag, we're getting ready to come to green. We're going to get 2 to go as we come to the green flag. I'm going to be on the inside starting in 9th position and basically going to try and get as many positions as I possibly can. So we're going to come down and take the green flag.
All right, man.
One thing that really surprised me this weekend, or today, about the 500 was how bad the 88 was. Junior looked like the car to beat, especially after the 150. The 150 qualifying races Thursday night, he was just dominant. Nobody could touch him, and he could pretty much pass by himself. That was gone. I don't know. I've never seen a team be so befuddled kind of by the change in track temperature, and that's got to be expected. So I don't know what was going on, but it seemed like, honestly, all the Chevys seemed really loose. Harvick about lost it. Elliott lost it, obviously, and ended his day real early, which was a shame. Junior lost it. So, you know, it wasn't bad drivers who were just losing it coming out of 4. It seemed like the Chevys were very, very loose. And I'm not quite sure why that was. It was disappointing. I really hoped Junior was going to win it, but oh well, it was a great finish anyway. So here we come down. We are going to take no, we got 2 to go this time by. Shows how much I'm paying attention. Man. So 2 to go that time by. Now we're getting ready to come down and take the green flag. We had a true green, white checkered finish, which iRacing does not do, by the way. And I don't have a problem with it because the finishes can get chaotic enough anyway. And jumbling everybody up at the end with a green, white checkered tends to cause a lot of chaos. Speaking of chaos, we're coming down into turn 3 here, coming down to get the white flag, and all hell breaks loose. I do a pretty good job of dodging the accident. I'm going to send you back to old me to ride through this one with.
You're on the bottom 3 wide. You got 1 outside. 2 wide there. All clear, all clear.
Thank you, dickhead.
Inside. Clear low, clear low. All right, man. White flag at the line.
Had it. Had it. Fucking asshole. Wrecking on the backstretch.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, figures me, sorry.
Are you for real right now?
Still probably the cleanest race I've had in this series. We're going to bring it home 7th place.
Yeah!
Big wreck up front. And driving through smoke.
Checkered flag this time by.
Man.
Great job, driver.
All right, well, 19th to 7th, not a bad race. Whew, that last lap was pretty intense. I gotta wonder what happened, man. I thought I was through that thing. So I'm gonna take you through that last wreck here. I am the blue and yellow truck there. I make it to the wreck okay, and then the 3 comes right around the outside and cuts me right off. Thanks for watching the video. I'm gonna do a better job with these replays in the future. So hopefully you stick around, watch for next week. We're going to be at Atlanta. Till then, keep it out of the fence, guys.